fantastic sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, when people think Las Vegas, they think the Strip, huge hotels, slot machines, and drinks. That's all great, but I gotta tell you that I'm gonna show you a whole nother side of Las Vegas. It's off the Strip, and it's a gay Las Vegas, and it's happening right now.
Well, I gotta say, there's nothing quite as exemplary as seeing Vegas, well, from an airplane seat, other than seeing it from ground level, of course. So, it wasn't too soon before I got my car rental, got on the Strip, and headed toward the Blue Moon Resort where I was going to check in for a great 3-day stay.
But I think maybe I'll do a right turn around here. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Gay guys, no matter how assimilated we become into the mainstream community, we still like to be among our own.
Yeah, and seeing online, the rooms look amazing. I mean, I can't wait to see the rooms. Tell us about the rooms.
It has really come a long way. When we first opened up, we opened kind of on a wing and a prayer. We didn't quite have the funds to create the resort that I originally wanted to.
Wow.
But 5 years later, and a couple $1 million later,
yes,
we've been able to bring the quality of the hotel up to meet most hotels that you'll find on the Strip.
Yes.
I wanted to keep it very minimal, a very clean appearance.
Mm-hmm.
It's imperative, and you just need to be simple and tasteful.
For our viewers, what sort of rooms do you offer at the Blue Moon Resort? Are they all suites or no?
No, we have 45 rooms and suites.
Okay.
The majority of which are the regular rooms, which are 2 queen size or 1 king.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the next step up, which is our parlor suite, which is twice the size of a regular room, has a separate living room area, expanded bathroom with Roman tub, walk-in closets, 9-foot leather sectional,
Okay.
2 flat panel TVs. And then you have our master suite. The master suite is a 1,000 square foot suite.
Wow.
Has a full living room area, wet bar, 42-inch plasma TV.
Nice.
It's quite a nice room.
Now tell us about your jacuzzi area.
The famous jacuzzi grotto. That is.
So it's not called a cave.
No.
Okay, it's a jacuzzi grotto.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's get that straight.
Yes.
Jacuzzi grotto.
Because of our proximity, our location, when I first opened up, we thought that might be an issue because we're right next door to a major thoroughfare, I-15.
Okay, right.
And that was my effort to. The waterfall itself is a 10-foot waterfall back into the pool.
Right.
Well, obviously it created a cave. I thought, how great was that? But the waterfall was mainly a design to give the pool area a gray sound to overcome the sound of the cars going by.
Oh, okay. So it actually has a purpose.
Absolutely.
Over and above the cosmetic,
Absolutely.
aesthetic part of it.
And it also gives a certain animation and a life to the pool area.
Very, very nice. John, thank you
Greg.
so much for being on Gay Getaways.
It's my pleasure.
And I'll see you up in the room. Wow, look at this. You know, I know in all my Gay Getaways, I always say wow, but this is a big wow. But now I'm heading into the living room. Let's see, this actually has like a living room. Oh my God. Oh, this is so nice. I could just live here. I could be here in this area. This is great. I mean, this is really, really, really nice. Oh, it's so comfortable. And we even have a walk-in closet. And this, you don't find any place that I've been to. This is amazing.
I have to admit, suede sounded good. In fact, the Fruit Loops sounded brilliant. There's nothing better than a great meal, great drinks, and a great show to top off the night.
We're here at Suede, and they tell me that this is actually one of the premier gay restaurants in all of Las Vegas, Nevada. and they specialize everything from appetizers to steaks, seafood, and after that check-in at the hotel and all that stuff that I did today, I'm really, really, well, a little bit exhausted, but ready for a nice meal so I can get the energy to go out later on tonight, because I've got to go across the street to Gypsy and see Chanel and all those guys. So let's go in and check out tonight's menu at Suede, Las Vegas. Thank you.
How are we doing tonight?
Great.
Good.
I was actually looking at this hot spice cider thingy. Is that like, is that a signature sort of drink that's
Actually,
going
it is
on
our,
right now?
our
Or?
signature drink for the month of October. It's actually a hot spice cider.
That's
you can actually
great.
do it with a shot of liqueur.
Perfect.
If you like, it's really good. And it's
Yay.
warm, 'cause
Okay.
It's a little
Well,
cold out
you
there.
sold me on it. Yeah, it actually is cold.
It
I
is.
don't know what
It's
happened
very
today.
cold out there.
They say it's going to be better later in the week, but I've got my sweater. So Chanel will probably be like, it's not snowing out or whatever, but okay. And she's got a sweater. So I've got that for later tonight. Yeah, so definitely I'd love something, I think, hot right now.
Okay.
And as far as appetizers, what do you have on your menu?
We have all kinds of stuff from bruschetta to pot stickers.
Because I saw this
to-
coming in, it's like, 2 zillion things.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot of stuff on
it's
there.
easier just to ask him.
I recommend the bruschetta or the pot stickers. Those are really good. We
Oh
have
God, I love
mozzarella
pot
sticks,
stickers.
all
Yeah,
kinds of
and
stuff.
that comes with like Asian sauce or something,
Yeah,
or
it sure does a little soy sauce on the top. Yeah, it's
sweet and sour zero sauce. Looks like someone else had one of those little hot spice chicken. Bad boy. All right, so I'll take definitely one of the drinks, and then
Okay.
let's go with the pot stickers. Do you have any sort of like mozzarella sticks?
Yeah, we sure do. We sure
Okay,
do.
I'll take that however you want to give them to me.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I think, can I order my main course now?
You sure can.
Okay, let's go with 2 or 3 lobster tails? No,
Let me
not.
across the street.
Okay, not. Okay, no, let's actually go with steak, because I know that
steak. Okay.
the special was showing that you have
sure
some
is.
sort of like a porterhouse steak
Yeah,
or
we
something
sure
going
do,
on
yeah.
tonight.
How would you
since
like
it's
that
Friday. We'll go with that medium.
Okay.
And what comes with it? Because I
It
forgot
actually-
since I went from the front to the back.
It actually comes with red potatoes and seasoned vegetables. They're steamed. And also comes with a side salad with your choice of
Oh,
dressing.
wow, excellent. So many things to choose from. And I'll take the salad because
Okay.
it comes with it.
What kind of dressing can we
And
get for you?
Let's go with ranch, if you
Ranch?
got it.
Okay,
That'd be
of course.
great. And an iced tea.
Iced tea?
All right.
All right, let me get
cool.
that for you.
Thanks so much, buddy. So I'm going to leave this here. I want to look at it more. This place is great. The service is really nice. Everyone around here is really, really nice. And they say that the appetizers here are to die for, especially the pot sticks or the pot stickers, which I ordered, and also the zucchini sticks or whatever I ordered, cheese mozzarella. I had a drink coming in, so whatever I'm saying right now, don't hold it against me. All I know is the food is really great. The ambiance is to die for, and it's actually across the street from a place called Gypsy, where I'm going to go and see a impersonator that has got a billboard right down here in Vegas, and she is one of the best. Her name is Chanel, and I can't wait for my signature drink to arrive. So I'll talk to you in a minute. I love this place. It's so cool, and I've been looking at the menu, and there's like 2 zillion things on there, but I'm really glad that I got the steak because the steak looks really, really nice. And I think that my signature drink has arrived
There's
with
our
my iced tea.
tea. And this is
Cool.
our hot Tuaca cider.
Hot
So take a sip of
Tuaca.
that. Let me know how you like that.
Now, what's a Tuaca?
Tuaca is a liqueur.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it makes you like Tuaca funny or something. I don't know. I need that because I really want to hit the
Especially if you're
town
going out
tonight,
tonight.
especially
There
around the
you
Fruit
go.
Loop. Oh, the smell. Oh my God, that is amazing.
It's good.
I wish there was smell-o-vision on the camera, but it would probably steam the camera lens up. It's brilliant.
Good?
Brilliant.
All
Oh my God,
right.
and that actually has a liqueur in there?
It does, yeah, sure does.
You can't taste it. I'll have 12 of them.
And that's the best.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I've never actually had a cocktail where you never tasted the liqueur in it. This is great. It's a hot apple cider Halloween special signature drink here at Suede for the month of October, so I get it. And it's got a funky liqueur, which again, I have no idea what it is, but it's great. So when you're here, just ask them like what the signature drink is. Tell them that Greg Osborne with Getaways sent you, and you won't be disappointed. I wish that you could be here to taste this. The smell is amazing. It just smells like a really sweet, warm apple cider, and you can't even really taste the liqueur. It's dynamite. It's incredible. And I can't wait for my appetizers to arrive.
Right.
And here they are.
Our mozzarella sticks and our pot stickers.
Wow, that looks
Anything
awesome.
else I can get for you?
Check for $1 million? No. No, that's great. This is perfect. And like I said, the drink is really
It's good.
great.
Well, I'll give the
It's
bartender
smooth,
our
it's
compliments.
warm, it's hot, it's apple, it's everything. It's great.
It's good.
Perfect.
All right. Enjoy.
Great. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
So we're going to try their pot stickers, which they say are best this side of the strip. And you know, when you're doing this, I always
Just cut them in half.
because they come out, they're usually really hot. And the last thing you want in this town is to get, you know, your mouth burnt. Wow, that's dynamite. Normally when I have pot stickers, they're like steamed or, you know, well, you can cook them obviously, you know, 10 different ways. These are actually like sort of like sauteed. Really nice flavors going on inside. A lot of like pork and onion and this and that. It's great. The flavors are phenomenal. And the sauce, wow, don't even get me going on that, man. It is great. Next, the mozzarella sticks. I always find, since I was a kid, and I say that in every segment of this, but it really is true, these are my best friend. And you can always judge a really good restaurant with some of the simpler things like this. Mozzarella sticks with a really, really good side sauce, marinara sauce. And these are hot. They smell great. And that is so good. Really, really nice flavors going on the crust. It's all homemade. Everything here is homemade. The cheese is melting and it's all gooey and it's running and drippy and messy and it's great. And the sauce is out of this world. I wish you could be here with me, but I wouldn't be able to fit everybody at the same table. It's only like a 4-top. I have to tell you, I have not had a meal like this in ages. I'm actually sweating from the food is so rich and so perfect and so great. It's unbelievable. My crew even was eating my food. I was like, stop it, get away from me. So, but you know, they took my plates away and here we are. We're at the steak phase and we're gonna see what they got for us.
Right, there's our steak here.
You know what? Those appetizers, you see me like, I'm like, the ridge is here.
Good, huh?
Makeup. It was rich, it was great, and everything, obviously, like you were telling me earlier, it's all homemade. And,
Good, I'm glad
and
you
I could
enjoyed
tell that everything was just perfect. It was spot on.
Awesome.
And the salad was even better. But I'm really looking forward to this because, like I said, I talked to probably about 6 people today after I checked into the Blue Moon Resort. They're like, you know, where are you going to eat and all this stuff? And I said, I'm eating, you know, suede. And they said, steak. Got to get the steak.
Gotta have the steak.
So
That's
here
our
we are,
specialty.
man. So what do we have here? We have
You have our New York steak, and then you have our vegetable medley. It's zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower with a little bit of seasoning on it.
Wonderful.
And then our red potatoes that he cooks up
Great.
with the same seasoning.
Well, I'm actually going to open this up really quick. I'm not going to need that
No?
at all.
Oh, right.
No, because I've heard stories about your
good.
steaks,
good.
and they say that they are the best in sort of the West, because this is Vegas. Now, while I start on this, if it's okay, what exactly is there to do around here? Because I'm new in town. I have no idea.
Oh,
You know what I'm
there's tons of
saying?
stuff to do. Well, you know, tonight we have across the street at Gypsy's, we have
Oh my
our hot underwear contest hosted by Chanel.
You had to say that while I'm eating my steak.
And then on
It's not going to
Saturday-
distract me. This is so good. I can't tell you. It's flavorful. And please hide that sauce. You don't need any sauce here. You don't need salt and pepper. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. It really is so good. I'm sorry. Okay, so
No, and
you were saying
on Saturdays here at Suede we have our free drag show with Chanel as well. If you're
Which
staying
is tonight.
Which is tonight, yeah.
What's the deal with this place? It's called Suede. There is a lot of like suede and like looks like
really-
leather and different things around here. It's sort of
really
eclectic,
kind
but
of loungy, kind of feel, like a little dark feel. Come in before you go out for the night and have a good meal and have a drink, and then head on across the street to the clubs and stuff.
man, I gotta tell you, that steak was to die for. The potatoes, the vegetables, through the roof.
All right, here is our Oreo cookie craze.
Ooh, now what's in there and on there?
It is cookies and cream ice cream. It's got vanilla mousse on the top with
Wow.
an Oreo cookie crunch
Oh, good.
topping.
And I have another fork. Yay.
Can we get you any
Good stuff.
a dessert drink or anything like that?
No, I think
No, we're
that'll be
good?
fine. That'll be
Alright,
fine.
enjoy.
Just to check when you're ready. Thank you.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that I love, like I said, when I go away is to be able to get great meals, great bargains, and you're going to really find that off the strip, just a few streets away, and it doesn't, it doesn't hurt to just sort of be adventurous. And that's what I did, and I got to tell you, I am really, really grateful for it. I have no idea what he said this was. But I gotta tell you, the flavors with the chocolate and all this stuff inside, it's frozen and the fresh cream instead of like the cheap stuff, that is amazing. This has been really, really nice. I wish you could have been here with me, but like I said, not enough room at the table. Probably could have put you back there. But, Suede, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a gay restaurant, great food, excellent service. And when you're watching this and you're going to come across, tell them that Greg Osborne with Gay Getaways sent you, and ask for Debbie, because Debbie is a sweetheart. She really is great, and she owns this terrific place, and she owns Gypsy and all sorts of stuff going on around here. And I'm off right now to see Chanel. I think I'm going to somehow need the sweater because it's a little bit cold outside.
How's that dessert?
Oh, it's really good. I was
Good?
just telling my audience that they
Good.
gotta come here next time they come to Vegas.
Sure do.
And I'm actually off to see Chanel. I hear it's one heck of a great show
It
tonight.
is a great show. Great
Good.
show.
Well, look, I want to thank you for being on Gay
Oh,
Getaways.
thank you so much. It was my pleasure serving you.
Excuse me. Also told them when they get over here, ask for Debbie and tell them that Greg Osborne with
she's
Gay
the
Getaways
best.
sent you. Suede, Las Vegas, Nevada. It is one of the best restaurants that I've actually eaten so far. I know that there's a lot out here to explore, but this is a great start.
Oh,
I want
we're
to
glad
thank
you
you guys
came.
so much.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay, it's Greg Osborne, Gay Getaways. I'll see you over at Gypsy later.
Suede operates between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. Wednesday through Saturday. They feature Paradise Idol with Sheila on Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Thursdays, a themed karaoke, different themes each time. Fridays, regular karaoke from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And Saturday, the best in female impersonation, with free shows midnight featuring who other than Chanel. So if you're in the mood for a great steak, a signature drink, or an Oreo dessert, go to Suede and ask for Debbie and tell her Greg Osborne with Gay Getaways sent you.
Hey, welcome back to Gay Getaways. I'm your host, Greg Osborne. We're at Gypsy in Las Vegas, right down here off the strip, and I gotta tell you, dinner at Suede was phenomenal. But I've got a really good treat for you. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna see Chanel do one heck of an impersonation drag show. So let's go inside.
Chanel is often featured as Cher, but she does many impersonations. She's got billboards in Vegas, and she is one hot number right now to look out for. But be careful, if you sit too close to the front and have too many drinks, you might just get yourself into a bit of hot water. And then you'll have to spend the rest of the night trying to find a way to get out of it. But all in all, it's good fun, and you'll have a great time.
No, it's all right. How are you, sir? Great. Where are you from? Illinois. All right. And are you just visiting, vacationing? Where are you staying? I'm not going to come and play with you or anything like that. Are you staying in a nice establishment or something that has an M and a big 6 in front of it? Good shit. How are the bitches? What's going on, ladies? Here. That's warm.
Chanel. Chanel, I want to share that with you.
Share?
Yes.
Share? Thank you. Thank you. I don't have. Oh, you want it? Oh, you really want me to drink this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now fine.
Thank you. All right.
It's so tasty too. Honest. Okay.
Well, I had a great time with Chanel, and I know you will too. She's great. The best part about Suede, Gypsy, 8.5, and Piranhas are all owned by the same people. It's all local, it's close, it's easy, it's on the Fruit Loop, and it's a great, safe environment to go and play. So next time you're in Vegas, visit the Fruit Loop and all the great restaurants and clubs, and tell them that Greg Osborne with Getaways sent you. And you know what? Have fun. Well, it was day 2 at Las Vegas, Nevada and Blue Moon Resort, and I was feeling great. I even had time for a quick dip and jacuzzi. And soon I was down to enjoy their free continental breakfast, which they serve every morning. After that, I went across, checked all my emails, and I was out for the day. I was off to the Mailbag, which has got a great selection of clothes at the best prices in Vegas. And best yet, they're really close to the hotel.
So, yeah, tell us what you have going on at the Mailbag in Las Vegas.
Well, we try to carry a little bit of everything in the store. We go for more of the mainstream clothes, what everyone's wearing right now, jeans. We're kind of in the process of changing over a little bit right now because we're getting more into the fall and winter months. So everything goes from summer
wonderful
to fall and winter. Thanks.
I love the style. I mean, I know, the word on the street, because I've talked to probably half a dozen people, because we'll hit some nightclubs and stuff while we're here as well.
Right.
And they said you have to go to the Mailbag.
Right.
So,
well, we try to do a lot of the fashion shows at the clubs too, and we'll do maybe like one every couple months, and just so everyone can see what we've got in the store.
What's your biggest seller, would you say? Shirts or pants?
Yeah,
or...
probably shirts. We're known for the swimwear during the summer, so everyone comes here for their swimwear.
That's great.
Right now it's going to be probably jeans and
wow,
long sleeve dress shirts.
Yeah, I mean, I love the stylish stuff. I mean, look at this. Down, get a shot of the shirts.
We try to carry all the stuff that nobody else in Vegas is carrying.
Wow, look at
we don't
this.
Have exclusive on them, but right now we're dealing with.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is a lot of underwear.
Mm-hmm.
The word out, like I saw on the street, is that 50% off is sort of a norm here. So I mean, like these sort of things here, what would we be? I mean, there's like $60 or $70 for a belt.
No,
or what's the prices
our belts are
like
usually in between like 20 and 25. So now they're like 10 to 12.50.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anything on this rack?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will wind up coming back on my way out, and I'll grab one of those.
Okay.
What else do you have back further in the store? This is great. Lots of great stuff here, man, at the Mailbag.
We try to keep it seasonal, so like any of the new stuff that we're getting in right now, everything is kind of going to go kind of up front. Oh yeah.
These are great.
Yeah, we got some
jewelry and
jewelry, wallet,
the bags. You don't see this often. Do you actually dress your
mannequins?
mannequins?
I do, yeah.
Because I love the dressing on the mannequin. I think that's really cleverly done. It's very nicely done. And it's well done. We're Gay Getaways. We're going to shoot back over where we started.
We're back at the Onyx Theater, and I tell you, I was in for a lot of surprises.
Okay, so now, that was interesting, the Gay and Lesbian Center, and you got everything in here, I think, except for a grocery store.
That's one thing we're missing.
I was going to say,
open up a gay grocer, that'd be
I'm all
great.
without a grocery store. I think I'll come over and do a grocery store here. but have some spice to it, some extra
There you
things.
go. That's what we need.
So now, where are we?
Well, we're at
Where have we
one of,
come back
one of
into
my
now?
businesses here called the Rack Onyx Theater. The Rack Onyx Theater is a leather fetish boutique in the front here, and in the rear we have a 96-seat progressive alternative playhouse.
That's great. So Don, just do a pan across here first. See to that side, and then a little pan across to your left, to some of these beautiful hats. So let's walk around here and show us what you got in here.
Sure, come on over. This is our ladies' department, if you will. We have everything from corsets and bustiers to
Wow, gorgeous.
hosiery and whatever, you know, the dominatrix or dom or sub needs
I got you.
in the women's world.
That's great.
And we carry women's and men's lingerie fetish wear.
So now, would this side be
Everything
women's?
Everything in
Or-
the front here is women's.
Okay.
Back over there is gothic.
That's
and
incredible.
Back over here is all men's leather.
Okay, can we go see the
Sure,
men's
come
leather?
on, let's go look.
I love leather. I love cars with leather and men with leather.
with
It's something
leather.
about the leather, it just, drives me.
Well, let's see.
Insane.
What are we going to put you in?
Well, I was in a harness for my last show. And
I got a
and
sling-
handcuffs.
I got a sling right here.
I was in
for you if you're
a harness and handcuffs, and in fact, we were at Twist My Links.
Oh, that's a
in
great
Palm
company.
Springs.
Great. We carry their merchandise.
So I'm sure I was going to say that some of the stuff is probably in here.
Yes, we
So
have
Dale, if
their
you're
stuff.
watching, here we
Absolutely.
are.
Yep.
We all love you. So we're gonna
That's the
visit.
adult novelty room. That
Yes.
I don't think your viewers.
No. This is like just a PG sort
This
of.
is the entrance into the Onyx Theater.
Okay.
And right off of this is my workroom.
Okay, Don. Here we are in the workroom.
And just for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
this is a harness that I manufactured for a guy.
Oh, I love it.
And
This is great.
little small on me.
Yeah. I was gonna say you need
But,
maybe. Are there like adapters or something?
Well, actually, the adapter is he came in because he gained some weight, and I had to make him a couple of.
I
side
gotcha.
straps. So-
But that is gorgeous. That's really nice.
Thanks.
And this is all made here. Something like this.
Yeah, I made this
Wow.
one. Here's another one I made for somebody. I've got a.
That's gorgeous.
This is a female harness.
Mm-hmm.
Note the back of the cod piece.
Okay.
And I'm doing a little bit of work on this for this one gal that came in.
That is
So-
gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you make and sell a lot of these a year? Would you say that's a,
Yeah, I do a fair chunk of change.
I
in
mean,
this,
it's
yeah.
kicking. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. So the harness business is definitely a good business
Yes,
these
it
days.
is. Yes, it is.
Everywhere we go, we see harnesses. I don't know how that works out.
Theater.
Onyx Theater. So what exactly is the Onyx Theater?
Well, the Onyx Theater is, like I said before, it's socially progressive playhouse, if
Yeah.
you will, like a community theater, but not quite.
It was really nice to catch up with Mike and to spend some time with him and talk about the Onyx Theater. It's an amazing facility. I love the use of the space, the seating, all of it. And what's best about it is they feature some really great plays. So next time when you're off the strip, visit the Onyx Theater, catch a play, have a drink, and enjoy.
And let's come up here, Don, and just do a really nice pan of this theater. Now tell us about the seats in this theater.
Well, the seats came from southern Colorado, actually, and a fellow trucked them out here for me, which was real nice. The theater was being shut down, and I had found them online. And he was gracious enough to drive them out for us. We built
That's
everything
terrific.
else in here ourselves. My partner and I actually own Hawk's Gym as well.
Okay.
And we built that 6 years ago plus now. And we opened a leather fetish shop up here in the front. And we weren't sure what to do with the
Goodness
space
gracious.
back here.
Wow.
So instead of another...
So this never was a theater?
No, it
At
wasn't.
first?
No, it used to be a costume shop back when. And
I see.
Now it's a theater.
Wow.
So...
It's great, and I love the seats. It's amazing. The stage is nice. It's a good size.
Yeah.
And you can see where people could do a lot of stuff here.
Well, and we do.
You know,
We do.
a lot of intricate shows.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've done Torch Song Trilogy, which was wonderful. Harvey
That's
Firestein's
amazing.
play. We've done,
Wow.
God, but just like I said, so much.
Hey, welcome back to Gay Getaways. I'm Greg Osborne, your host. It's now evening in Las Vegas, Nevada, and boy, have we found so many amazing adventures to do off the Strip. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to do on the Strip. But off the Strip, we found lots of great restaurants, cafes, and stores, and shops. But I'm ready for tapas, which I've never had before, and we're gonna experience it together at a place out here which is actually #1 for tapas in Las Vegas, called Firefly. So let's go on in and see what they got. Well, we're inside Firefly, and I gotta tell you, the energy in here is electric. But the first thing I have to do is take my jacket off. I have a waiter that I've seen floating around here. His name is Trey, and he's promised to take care of me tonight. I actually know nothing about tapas, so it's sort of a first-time experience, and I think, by the looks of this place, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. Here he is. Hey, was it Trey? Trey, hey, yeah, Greg Osborne. Yeah, welcome to Gay Getaways. Yeah, look, I mean, this is my first time. Here, come on down. This is my first time with tapas. What is tapas for me and everyone that doesn't know?
It's a Spanish style of food. It's the idea is to kind of get a few different things for dinner instead of having one entree that you only get to eat one thing. Instead, there you can try different few things for dinner.
Oh wow! So it's like a lot of different appetizers and stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of like getting an appetizer and then a big meal,
An appetizer,
just sort of
side, you get
a lot of them.
a whole bunch of different things
Yay!
to try.
I love that. Because when I eat, I always like appetizers anyway. That's my favorite thing. So, okay, so for someone who's never had it, for me and or you guys, what do you suggest? You're the pro.
Well, from the cold ones, I'm gonna start out with some artichoke toast and the
Oh, that sounds great. Artichoke. I
strong
love
ham
artichoke.
manchego cheese,
Yep.
and the smoked salmon toast. See a couple of the others. Do some stuffed dates.
Oh my God. Stuffed dates. So what would that be? Like dates?
It's the date stuffed with an
stuffing?
almond wrapped with bacon.
Oh,
There's like
wow. Oh my God.
red wine reduction sauce they put on it with some blue cheese. It's really good.
Stop. I'm like, woo, already, yeah. Like, stop. It sounds terrific.
We got some shrimp skewers that we're going to bring out.
And those are mild, right? Not too spicy?
Not at all.
Perfect. We love it. Okay, good.
We'll do these ham and cheese croquettes. It's a ham and cheese blend.
And then maybe like a chicken? Something with chicken?
Some chicken skewers. And
Cool. Do you have iced tea? Silly question, but it's a tapas sort of place, so.
Some iced tea.
Okay, I'll have an iced tea.
We'll pass out some blood orange mojitos.
And, I was gonna say, do you have like a signature thing that you would
Our
suggest?
mojitos and our sangria.
Okay, just surprise me with some sort of a signature Firefly mojito. How's that sound?
I'll be right
Okay,
back.
great. See, this is how this happens. You just don't know what's gonna like hit next. My server is great. This ambiance is magical. I mean, for Las Vegas, I would only have expected the best. But I think one of the things that's interesting about what we've been doing with this whole thing is getting off the Strip, and this is actually off the Strip. It's not on the Strip. And this is like a 5-star place. It's great. I'm gonna actually get into the food because I've been going all day and I gotta tell you, I'm starving. What are these exactly again? This one here? Now, how do you eat this? Is it okay to do it by hand or, you know? Is it
Everything is
not
done
gonna
by hand.
It's like
Ham and
appetizers,
cheese breaded,
basically.
fried.
Oh, okay. So let me give this a go. Oh my God. It's amazing. It's like, well, basically it is an appetizer. And it's like the best stuffed jalapeno that you would have ever had in a sports bar. And you're, watching a football game. Better, way better. And now I'm gonna try their signature mojito. This one I've had before. I love mojitos. They're the best thing in the world. And I gotta tell you, this and this, I got a feeling, are gonna be great together. So let's see. Oh my God, whoa, that's amazing. It's sort of like a Mai Tai, a margarita, and mint all mixed together. And that's pretty cool. So let me go back and try this thing here because these are amazing. I wish it, you know, you could smell it, you could taste it, and you could actually see it. It's magical. It's amazing. You've got inside there like cheese and spice and pepper, all this stuff sort of happening. It's not too strong, it's not too seasoned, because I really don't like spicy stuff. And on the outside, it's this sort of melted cheese sauce, which really is phenomenal. We got our mojito and all the flavors of the, I only discovered mojitos probably about 12 months ago. And I know in California, they've been, you know, popular for a while. I had no idea what a mojito was. I was calling them mojitos for a while. It tastes, if you've never had a mojito, it sort of tastes like 7-Up and a margarita and a Mai Tai and all these things blended together. It's really cool. They brought over this one. I just about finished this one. It is so out of this world. This is so good. One of the unique things about traveling is to always try different foods. And if you don't get a chance to do that, you really, really suffer. For me, tapas has been something I've always wanted to try. And it's nice to be able to actually share the experience with you. It sort of has a 5-star flair, but you feel like, wow.
You know, the chicken skewers.
Thank you so much, Trey. You know what's actually really cool about tapas, I think. I can't stop chewing. I mean, the flavors are like so amazing. And you know what? What's interesting about this is that the flavors between all of these things and the drink, it all sort of just like blends together, and there's no contrast. Do people tell you that a lot?
It's all really good stuff. There's nothing on the menu that doesn't get ordered.
What's the wildest thing that you've served that's in the tapas range? I mean, is there something that's really like so out there and unique?
I think the most, you know, response you can get from these stuffed dates, everybody's afraid of them until they try them.
Oh, so that's the stuffed date. It doesn't matter if you rip it off or if you just take it off like that, I guess. That's how you eat it. And then when you take the tail off, the rest is yours. And that is amazing. I gotta tell you, that shrimp was amazing. And one of the cool things about this particular place, Firefly, is the later it gets, the more energy and the more bubbly it gets. And I love that about any restaurant. Now, what do we have here?
The banana Nutella sandwiches, which is a milk honey bread. And they have banana spread they put in between.
Right.
Grill it with some Nutella chocolate and powdered sugar on top.
Wow, okay.
Dipping sauce.
And
chocolate cake here, and it's got pre-sweetened condensed milks that
oh my God,
act like a frosting. It makes it really moist.
So we're talking
without being
rich,
soggy.
like through the roof rich. Okay, so if I fall off the chair, can someone just grab me and like lift me up? Okay. All right, perfect. And it says sweet, caution sweet on the back. Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, so I think, you know, I was gonna try this one first. I'm gonna try this one first because 3 condensed milks, you can't go wrong. And this looks really, really, really nice. Oh man, it's dreamy, it's rich, it's sweet, it's out of this world. And again, one of the things I like to do is I like to play and experiment and see how the drinks go with the food, all the way through to dessert. That is incredible. And then I'm going to try this one because Nutella is a very interesting product. It's actually really, really big. And they use it over like in Europe and Australia and different countries like that. So for it to be used here, where it's not actually a spread, well, it sort of is, but not on a sandwich, but on a dessert, is a whole nother take. So I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. Oh man, unbelievable. Got the flavor of the banana, the Nutella, and they even give you a side of chocolate sauce, you know, which, like me, if you're trying to lose weight, and of course, you know, doing these sort of shows, it's not a good thing. But it's okay because it really tastes great. And you only live once, so here's to life. Out, I'll see you on the other side of the strip.
Well, we were on our way to 3 Tomatoes and Mozzarella. I wasn't quite sure why we're going, but I went along for the ride anyway, because I was going to meet an old friend of mine, Babs, who's one of the best tour guides in Las Vegas and the USA. So I'll meet you at the 3 Tomatoes.
Hey, and welcome back. You know, that view that you just saw was really, really nice. But once again, we are away from that view. We're off the strip. We're way off the strip. We're at a place called the 3 Tomatoes and Mozzarella for a once a month, I guess it is, sort of social gathering that they have out here in the desert in Vegas. And we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna actually meet Babs and the person who's in charge of this great function. It's great for all you guys who want to visit, want to know where to go, what to do, and this is really nice for meeting new friends. So let's go inside. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm really, really excited about this. I've never been to one of these things before, and I have no idea what to expect. But what I do know to expect is that I'm gonna meet this gorgeous lady right now. And
Greg, how are you?
Hey.
How you
Nice
doing?
to see you again.
Good to see you.
And now this is Babs, and Babs does all the tours in Vegas, whatever you want to do. We're gonna get to that later. But
Right.
we're
Okay, there is a lot of Sin City socials, but it's Sin City Q social. And we're going to meet the fellas who actually started this wonderful social
So we're gonna
network.
go over and actually meet the guys that actually run this thing. That's
Right.
cool. Okay, so
Okay.
let's do that. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we are. We need to actually slide over this way, I think. So come on over here. Terry, hey, I'm Greg Osborne with Getaways, and
Frank Del Toro.
Frank, nice to meet you. Okay, well look, welcome to Gay Getaways, and tell us about this event. Where am I and what is this?
Well, right now we're at 3 Tomatoes and a Mozzarella. Typically we don't use gay venues, we actually use straight venues. We make them gay for a night. We do this every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. in a different different venue.
So once a month, every Tuesday?
No, every week.
No? Oh, every week?
Every week. I mean, we've been to the Playboy Club. We've
So
been to
every
the Voodoo
Tuesday
Lounge.
or different days?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, okay.
From 8 to 10, we're in a different straight venue. So we make it gay for a night.
Okay. And the name of the venue again is?
This is 3 Tomatoes and a Mozzarella.
No, the name of this social club.
Oh, we are Sin City Q Socials. We're a social network for
Okay.
gay professionals and friends. We have about 5,000 members.
Okay.
And we've been doing this for about a year and a half now. So depending on the venue, our attendance will grow to the venue.
So for all the viewers that are watching, as the tourists that would fly in here and want to, you know, obviously there's a lot of great stuff on the strip. But what we're trying to do is feature all the alternative stuff off the strip, and especially all the gay stuff.
Right.
So how does this fit into someone who's just landed and they want to get out? So how can we make that happen for them?
Well, if you go to our website, sincityqsocials.com, you'll know where we're going to be that Tuesday. Basically, we try to get people all over the valley so they see a part of Las Vegas they normally wouldn't see. That's what makes it so popular.
That's great. It's sort of a different version of a white party almost. I mean, it's a way to meet
upscale.
people. Yeah, it's a very
It's
upscale
both
way
Tiffany and Marcus.
to meet people and get out there and, you know, and just have fun and enjoy yourself.
And it's
Like I
gay.
said, and it's gay, which is really, really important. Like I said, this is my first time ever, I think, hearing about this. And when I did hear about this from Babs, I was like, okay, you know, and I think that's probably a first reaction from a lot of people. But then you come here and say, okay, now, what are people talking about? Who are these people? And I think, again, that's why we're here.
Exactly.
You know,
Well,
it's
we
just
enjoyed
get out,
having
just
you
enjoy,
here with us
relax, and
tonight.
meet new people.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go back and hang out with Babs, and then I'm going to jog on down.
You got to speak to Raymond from the Ramrod.
Oh, Raymond. Oh, okay. Well, come on in, Raymond. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so we're with Raymond from the Ramrod. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
You know, that's my famous line on the show is, that's a mouthful. It's okay, it's a gay show.
It's cool.
But we were actually, I think, over your way today.
In Commercial Center.
Yes.
We're located in Commercial Center, half a mile east of the Sahara Hotel.
Yes,
We're
over
a
there.
gaming and liquor establishment. We do, in conjunction with Terry and Sin City Q Socials, we do a trendy, a Fusion Friday.
Oh wow,
which,
what's that?
Fusion Friday is the Sin City Q Social guys meeting at not an ultra lounge, but at a local gay bar where things are a little bit more kicked back.
Okay. And may not meet the man of your dreams, or you may, but you're definitely going to be able to get out of the room and have fun and meet new friends.
Terry and I have been working together for the past year, and Terry Hernandez and Frank have really, I've been living here for 37 years, and they have really uplifted the community to a newer level as to a West Hollywood or a Village.
I can see that.
In New York, and they've really brought the rest of the guys out of the closet. You know what I mean? To have a venue where men can meet men just for a social.
I think that's
aspect.
incredible. I think that's wonderful. And like I said, it's an opportunity to just get out, meet new friends, network, and see what's going on in Vegas with Gay Vegas. Okay,
nice to
thank
meet
you
you.
so much. It's
Thank
a pleasure.
you.
It's a pleasure. It was a nice surprise.
Free cocktail.
You
There
come
you
into
go.
Vegas, you got all these other things that we've been talking about. You have this mixer, and you can go and see Ray at the Ramrod and tell him that Greg Osborne from Gay Getaways sent you.
In the 50s, there was smaller hotels, smaller resorts. They were basically more of a hotel that had gaming. Then by 1989, Steve Wynn came in, and he's the first one to build a major casino that was a hotel, and that was with the MGM Mirage, with the Mirage Hotel. And after that, all of a sudden, some of the other hotels started to come in, like the Luxor, New York, the MGM Grand. The MGM Grand actually moved from the street that it's on now. They had a major fire here in 1986, and I'll point out where they used to be. And after the fire, they decided to sell the property and move and start a much larger one. The MGM Grand is the largest hotel in the city right now, with over 5,000 rooms. But as soon as the Venetian finishes its second tower, the Palazzo, it will have over 7,000 rooms, so it'll be the largest hotel in the city.
Wow.
A single
That's
hotel.
A lot. Goodness gracious.
Here's Crave. That's the gay club. It's open 7 nights a week. It's alternative. In other words, it's not gay every night. I think on Friday and Saturday. Right now you're looking at the new facade of Planet Hollywood, which used to be, as I said, the Aladdin Hotel, and it was much, the architecture of the facade was Moorish then, looking like, the Nights, the Arabian Nights, but now that Planet Hollywood purchased it, it's become very modern and very square architecture. The Bellagio is the hotel that has what we call the dancing fountains, and they have these fountains that actually shoot up water to music and to lights, and it's quite an amazing free attraction. So this is one of the free attractions here in Las Vegas, is the Bellagio dancing fountains. And on the right you have the Paris Hotel. It's and the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower basically is 1/2 replica of the actual Eiffel Tower in Paris. And when you walk into the hotel, you also feel like you are in Paris. Caesar's Palace was, I think it opened in around 1966. Of course, a much smaller version than you see right now. People loved Caesar's Palace when it first opened in the 60s. And Frank Sinatra, when he was finished, when he wasn't performing at the Sands any longer, he decided to come over here to Caesar's Palace. And so now we're going to get to the part of the Strip where in the 50s this is all where the Strip was. Most of this wasn't even happening. As you can see, the Caesar's Palace is quite a large piece of property, and what people don't realize that, you know, when we say just go, oh, it's just the next hotel over, that could be almost 5 or 6 blocks that you might be used to walking because they're humongous.
Yeah, Vegas blocks are pretty huge. But the good news, if you got a good pair of walking shoes, want to hop on board the monorail, or better yet, get with Thanks Bab Stores and she'll give you a first-class tour on the Strip. It's worth seeing. I mean, it is the highlight of Vegas, and it is happening.
We have in front of us the fashion show of Las Vegas. This is also an upscale mall. We have 5 department stores in there. Oh yeah, here's the new Frontier. They're actually going to throw this down now. That's why it's closed up.
Really?
They're going to be imploding it at the beginning of the year. This was the last of the older hotels that were here on the Strip. This was the second hotel that was ever built on the Strip here. So that was in the early 40s. And they're just throwing that down now for a new huge, actually the people who own the plaza are going in and building a huge resort here. We're coming to the Riviera Hotel. The Riviera Hotel basically was, in 1955 it opened. They called it the Riv. And Liberace, who we actually, you're going to see, the Liberace Museum. Liberace actually performed here at the Riviera. He also performed at the Sahara. And here's the original Circus, which was really the first theme hotel for families. They still have circus acts that go on there, and it's still probably one of the best bargains on the Strip. Yeah, we're getting down to the Stratosphere and the Sahara. And here, this is where I remember I was telling you where the first hotel that was open that had to do with gaming was here, called the El Rancho Hotel.
Right.
In the 60s, it burnt down, and they've never built anything. But they're starting MGM Grand, the MGM Mandalay Bay Corporation bought all of this property over here because they own Circus. And they're going to build everything that they're going to build from this end all the way up to the Echelon Place will be an MGM property. And here's the Sahara. This is where Keely Smith and Louis Prima, and as I said, Liberace first were the headliners. In the 50s, when the mob came here, they realized they needed more than just a being hotel or gaming. That's when they first brought in like the Tony Bennett's, the Frank Sinatras to perform here. So that then it was the show that was the important thing. And Frank Sinatra brought it away from being like a little cowboy town, because he started to come out in tuxedos, and Liberace was coming out in his sequined outfits. So it changed it. It moved it away from being like, you know, just the frontier cowboy town of Las Vegas to something that was
something different.
Up several notches. So now we're headed down the older section of Las Vegas to Fremont Street. So that'll conclude our tour of the Las Vegas Strip as we head down to Fremont Street.
You were saying that Boulder City, Nevada.
Yes, Nevada.
Nevada.
You gotta say it Nevada. You can't say Nevada.
It's like Australia, like Melbourne.
Right.
You can't say Melbourne. You
Nope.
can say Melbourne. Okay,
Right.
so Boulder City, Nevada.
Nevada.
You cannot. There's no gambling.
Absolutely no gaming, no prostitution. Not that prostitution really is legal, but there
And
are.
don't say no drinking.
No, you're allowed to drink because in the
Finally.
in the 60s they were allowed. The city council allowed drinking there. So.
But when it started,
No,
nothing.
Nothing. No gaming, no drinking.
It was just a real like Puritan sort of town.
Absolutely.
Like all the way.
All the
Nothing.
way.
Couldn't do
and
anything.
that's why Fremont Street of Las Vegas became the hub of the gaming during that era.
That's fascinating.
Because they had to go down Boulder Highway, which was named because of Boulder City, into Fremont Street, and we'll see that later.
I got to tell you, this is really dynamic behind us. What exactly do we have again behind us? This is like a painting. I mean, it's
It is. Well, what you have is
gorgeous.
a portion of Lake Mead. And Lake Mead, of course, is the vessel where all the water is being stored that's coming from the Colorado, and the reason for Hoover Dam. And this was named after Mr. Mead, who was one of the main engineers for Hoover Dam.
incredible. Well, I got to say that leaving Vegas, going into the mountains, and then sort of, like I said, all those little transitions that we had was amazing and dynamic. And this is just the start of what we're going to see when we get across to, what's our final destination? It's going to be...
We're going to actually go over into Arizona for a second.
We're going to be stepping across into Arizona. We're going to see a river. The
Colorado
River.
The Colorado River.
The Colorado River.
Yes.
And
Colorado River flows from
we're gonna-
Wyoming all the way down to the Gulf of California.
So on our next stop, I think that we're going to see lots of water and lots of mountains, a lot more than what we're seeing now. But we want to thank you for taking us this far, and then we're going to continue on with Babs of Thanks Babs Tours.
And the Day Tripper.
And the Day Tripper. And we'll catch you further down on the Colorado River.
So follow us.
So follow us.
Well, we've hooked up with Connie, our tour guide for Hoover Dam and for the rest of the afternoon. And on the way down, I got to tell you, the views were so amazing. All the mountains, the hills, the ridges, the old formations from the previous volcanic activity, it was all stunning. I could even see from the drive down the two spots, one side on Arizona and one on Nevada, where they're actually putting the new bridge in, which will connect the two sides together. And that in itself was pretty cool. Then we got to see the grand shot of the Hoover Dam and, of course, the Black Canyon on the way down. But what was really, really cool was taking that hairpin turn to get around to see the magnificent drop that would take us right down to the base of Hoover Dam. Now, I got to tell you, it is scary, but if you got a trusted tour guide, you can't go wrong, and Connie was it. Now, for your information, you got to have a tour guide. You got to book with Connie or one of the people at the facility to be able to get down here to see Hoover Dam in its spectacular as we have. You can't just sort of stumble down and walk down and take a tour guide with your friends. So remember, pre-book it. It'll serve you well.
Sales manager, the director of sales and marketing. So I'm out, promoting the product, but when I get to come down here and actually show people, what we have down here, it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a new adventure every day. It must look totally different.
There's
the sun's hitting it differently, and it's great. That's
They're
gorgeous.
delayed about 2 or 3 years right now because last fall those big towers, there's 2 on the Arizona side and 2 on the Nevada side that pulled those cables across.
Yep.
Got caught with some wind and they fell.
Wow.
So it delayed.
This is gorgeous. Like I said, one of the things with our show is we are making an effort on Gay Getaways to get off the main drags, if you will, of a lot of any city. They've got their main strip, and thank God for the main strips. But there's so many different things to do off the strip and just go out a little bit, because you've got adventures, you've got tours, you've got this, and it makes for a great blend, with all the rest of it.
Because,
so,
if you were to stay on the strip inside the hotels, you would be clueless,
yeah, and we've done that before. Yeah, I'll tell you, when I went to Vegas before, I always would go, I'd fly in, take the taxi to the hotel, check into a hotel, and you go to a few of the big ones, and you do the slot machines and have your drinks and have the buffets, and then you leave.
And there's so much
and
more.
We've been able to now show a whole other side that a lot of people probably never knew existed. So, and it's only going to get better. Yeah, here comes our boat coming up here.
Well, I got corrected on that really fast. It's not a boat. In fact, it's a 30-man raft. And they say that if you want to tour for an hour, 2 hours, or more, you can come down and they'll even serve you lunch for an afternoon. So if you're looking for that perfect experience with the greatest views and you want to just de-stress, then this has got to be the trip for you.
Okay, so here we are with Jerry, and we're down here. Is this like the base?
This is the
you'd
base
call
of
it?
Hoover Dam.
Of Hoover Dam?
Yes.
And how long has this sort of thing been going, this sort of tour? This is great. Wow.
These tours have operated since the early early 80s. I think 1983 was the first year that they started in operation here. They almost went bankrupt the first year because there was also very high water here in 1983.
Really?
And as you'll be able to see here, the tunnels, these are the diversion tunnels that they used during the construction of the dam to divert the river. Well, after the tunnels were no longer needed to divert the river, they engineered those into other phases of operation. The two tunnels closest to the dam bring the water from Lake Mead to produce the electricity. The two tunnels closest to us are part of the system devised in the event they cannot control the level of Lake Mead.
Oh, wow.
If Lake Mead goes above flood stage, the system works like your sinks at home when your sinks, yes. When you leave the plug in the water running, the water gets up to a certain point and safely spills over.
Yeah, okay.
Well, in 1983, the spillways, the water was into the spillways down and shot out of these two tunnels.
Oh,
and it came together just about where we're setting.
Goodness
with
gracious.
so much force, it shot a column of water right straight up into the sky here about 60 feet.
Wow.
And that's only happened once since the dam was completed.
Goodness
in
gracious.
1935.
And
Today-
fortunately, there wasn't one of these sitting in its zone. So, you know, like...
No, but this company was in operation then.
Oh, my gosh.
And they could not work. They were not able to get on the river for over 2 months.
Really?
And they almost went bankrupt the first year.
Now, why was that? Why'd they have to wait 2 months?
Well, there was so much water in here that they couldn't safely operate
Oh,
their
so
raft
it all
rides.
just gushed in, and then you got to just wait for
They
everything
had-
to just
they had
sort of
wait till it
settle back
became
down.
Safe
Okay.
enough to put the
Now,
raft
what we're
on.
on now is not really a boat.
It is a
You said
raft.
it's a raft.
It's a raft.
It's a sort of a Rolls Royce of rafts, though. This is nice.
Yeah, I would say it's a Rolls Royce. 4 pontoons. Each pontoon has 4 separate air compartments. We tell everyone that the rafts will not sink, but we have life jackets on board for everybody, just in case.
Now, I've got to tell you, you know what? Connie, I thought, who's right over here, I thought Connie had the perfect job, but I think actually he's got even a better job.
I have the perfect
And over there, Donald, in the background, we've actually got some kayakers out here. And so is this like a normal thing? There's a lot of, kayakers and people can come down here?
Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending
Yes.
on your view, share the canyon with
Yeah.
the kayakers.
Well, I guess in a good sense, this isn't too large, and then they're even smaller, so, it doesn't take that much space up, which is good.
This is just the start of our trip, too. Going downstream, we see evidence of the hot springs.
Wow.
We also, most every day, see the desert bighorn sheep, often down at the water's edge drinking from the river.
Wow.
We have various birds here, ospreys. Occasionally we see the bald eagles. There are at least 4 mating pairs of peregrine falcons that nest in this 12-mile section that our raft trip covers.
That's great. Excellent. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to do off the strip, and now we've been able to prove that. We went off the strip a little bit, and this is probably, I don't know, maybe about a half an hour outside of Vegas, and it's spectacular. What can I say?
Well, the bald eagles are spectacular, but
Yeah.
we see those on a very limited amount of time. I think I've seen the bald eagle twice this entire season on the river. Now, the most spectacular wildlife that we see are the desert bighorn sheep. When they built the dam, it was the first time man ever controlled the Colorado River.
Wow.
So they weren't exactly sure what to expect downstream once the water had been released back into the river system. So the gaugers kept track of the river. Inside that concrete cylinder, there is a measuring stick or measuring rod where they would track river fluctuation with. And then they had an instrument to drop into the water to tell them how fast the current was. With those readings, they would estimate how much water was passing through this point, and then that information was used downstream for irrigation purposes. It was handled in that manner from 1939 until 1958. Then the system was automated, and today it's
Goodness.
part of a computer system.
Wow. Now, I know we're doing like a condensed version of the tour, but how long what's the shortest tour and what's the longest tour that you can do? This looks like it goes on for miles.
Well, typically we do a 3-hour tour. That would be considered a normal tour.
Oh, wow.
That includes at least 2 stops along the river, and one of those stops is where we have our lunch. We stop for a half hour or so and have a lunch. We can shorten those up by eliminating the lunch.
Sure, sure.
Water-wise, you're on the river 2 to 2.5 hours just moving on the water.
Wow, that's a nice tour though. 3 hours with lunch and...
In the middle of the summer, they think it's so hot down here that this is not a good trip. But actually, even in the middle of the summer, it's a great trip because we have the river. The river is 52 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, so it's very refreshing.
I could definitely see where 3 hours would go pretty quick here, especially with a nice lunch.
Yes.
And it is nice to get off the strip and see this and to experience this firsthand, because I've been told so many wonderful things about it. Okay, and I still have my sunglasses on. It's actually getting warmer and sunnier and gorgeous down here. And Jerry, I want to thank you for giving us an amazing tour, a smooth tour. We started with Babs and then went to Connie and wound up with Jerry, and it gets better and better along the way. So the next time you see us, we're going to go back toward the top, talk to a few more people, and then eventually wind up off the strip in Las Vegas.
Man, I'll tell you, that was incredible. The boats, the view, the mountains. I don't ever think I want to leave this place, but I have to. And that was a day.
Up 1, up 2, and there we go. So there we go. That was an amazing tour, Connie.
Thank you. Greg, I might, if you have a moment, introduce you to Kathleen. Kathleen has been with the company for 20 plus years. We were talking about the tenure of our pilots. But Kathleen has been with the company for almost 20 years, and Kathleen was the first female pilot that the company ever had. So
for these
rafts.
rafts.
Was the very first female pilot
Wow.
that was ever certified to.
So she started when she was 5, or?
Yeah, right. So Kathleen, Greg.
Kathleen, hey, welcome to my show.
Nice to meet
yeah,
you.
Greg Osborne.
Yes.
So tell us about your experience with this sort of job.
Well, being down here's been kind of a blessing in disguise. I'm from the area. My grandfather worked here at the dam. So to be able to come down here and work in the area, you know, it's been pretty special.
Now that would have been interesting. Your grandfather, you would have seen pictures of it way back. I mean, was it similar now, or has it changed a lot?
Boulder City's changed a lot. Las Vegas has changed a great deal. You know, I have photos, towers that are leaning out from the canyon walls. He helped. He was an electrician, got a job out here with the Department of Water and Power, City of Los Angeles.
Wow.
And so they built the towers across the desert, and their last project were to put these towers that lean out from the canyon walls. If I had known, you know, when he was still alive, that I would be doing this, I would have asked a lot more questions.
Yeah.
But as it is, you know, I think it gives me a connection to the area. It gives me a connection to the river when I first started working down here. I'm from the area, so I've always lived here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a perfect match, you know, and to be able to get outside and, you know, I have an educational background, and this is just a big open classroom.
Saying that, you know, they can come down for a 3-hour tour or a shorter tour. You can have lunch. And like I said, you know, it is definitely a great escape away from the main strip.
Oh, correct.
I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for
very
being on
much.
my show. And like I said, the kayaking, the birds, to be able to see that. I hope that we can see some hot springs and goats on the way out. And I know I keep doing this a lot, but things keep shifting, and it's desert and there's water. And I want to thank you guys again. This is Greg Osborne, Gay Getaways. We'll see you further up on the hill and then eventually back off the strip in Las Vegas. From the Liberace Museum and Foundation in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to have a few special things, treats for you today, and that is we're going to see Wes Winters perform a tribute to Liberace, which is a show all to itself. We're going to do an interview with him, and then to top it off, we're going to go and we're going to see the Liberace Museum and then find out what the foundation is about, what they do, and how they actually help people get into the music business. So on that note, let's head into See Wes, and I'll see you inside.
My name is Wes Winters, and I'm your Liberace trivia artist. So I'm glad that you could be here today. And what we're going to do is music that Liberace would perform when he would do all of his wonderful live shows. So this next piece of music is one of the more popular medleys that he would perform. And this medley is in a, how do I want to say it, a Reader's Digest condensed version. Because I only get an hour to do a show, and he had, 2.5 hours to do this. So what this is a George Gershwin medley that he would perform, and I picked the biggest pieces out of it for you. So folks, we're going to go ahead and do that, and I hope you don't mind I dressed up. Do you like the costume? God, you should see the looks I get when I put gas in my car and I drive an old VW bus. No, I'm not. Anyway, here we go with a version of Liberace's George Gershwin medley. All right, hit it, George! You've got to end with the song that he always ended with. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself and all of us here at the Liberace Museum. I know there's a lot in Vegas to do. The fact that you spent some time with us today, it means more than I can even tell you. So God bless you. I hope you had a good time. If you did, tell your friends, because we love to meet everybody. And next time you come, I'll slip into something more spectacular. All right, folks. Until that next time. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar
places all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well.
Singing in every lovely sunset, everything that's light again. I will always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun when the night's new.
And I'm with Wes Winters. And I got to say that, when I initially was wanting to shoot the museum because I thought it would be a great thing to do. I'm also I just hit 40. And my thought was it would just be something, I grew up with Liberace as well. And I'm thinking, wow, what a better thing to have in a travel series than to have something where, people can go to and explore and go sort of off the beaten path and experience our
That's what's nice about this place. And
Liberace.
it's funny because when I first started this, now back when Liberace opened the museum, it was still quite a hike from the Strip to
Right.
get out here. And I was going to say, but
We'll be close.
okay, we'll be closer. We'll be closer. Sequins attract people this way, But
Yeah,
sequins
love
and
the
crystals.
I love the crystal, the glass,
You can
the
have
diamonds.
these- you can have
All
these two. They're in our gift shop.
all gazillion dollars. Shh, don't give the secret
Oh,
away.
okay. Actually, now this isn't. No, I made all this, but no.
What I was going to say, okay, Wes, was the museum would have been one thing, but to the viewers, to be able to experience Wes's show, which we would have seen now before this interview and probably during some of this interview, and then we're going to see the Liberace Museum. This was a treat beyond words. I'll say it was a treat.
Thank you.
So I'm honored.
Well, thank you very much.
And I'm sure that everyone out there will be honored. So tell us how Wes Winters began with the Liberace Museum and Foundation, I guess it would be.
The thing with Liberace started when I was a child. I saw him on a television special. CBS was his television station. And back in the day when he was performing here, when he was kind of at the height of his Vegas career, I got to see a television CBS special. Remember Sunday nights?
Yes.
CBS, you'd hear that timpani drum go dun 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 dun, and on the
Yeah.
screen it'd say CBS special presentation.
Yeah.
It was a Liberace show, and they were televising it. And they taped it here in Las Vegas. I'd never seen him before, and I was a little 5-year-old
Incredible.
kid, and I watched this. I come from a musical family, but this sparked something for me with the piano.
Wow.
And I knew exactly what I wanted to do then after that. And so I watched this special, and the next
Didn't
day,
want to be a plastic surgeon.
no, didn't want to be a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
No blood.
Sticking to the music.
Yeah, I don't have to cut up here. But no, that's what started it. And so I worked and played by ear, and I taught myself how to play the piano. And to the point where my parents, God bless them, they still live in Olathe, Kansas, would say, "Will you please stop playing for just a little bit and go outside like a normal child?"
Incredible.
So
Incredible.
I would play, and then I as I got older, I started working as a cabaret artist, like I say in the show, and I was a lounge lizard. You know, I went around and played for and 7 nights a week in Kansas City. Moved out here, and this kind of just happened. I won the Liberace Playwright contest that I didn't want to enter, and this room was empty, and I thought, they need the museum I always came to when I came to Vegas, but it needed that entertainment. It
Spark.
needed
It needed this.
it needed him.
It's such a piece of history.
It is.
Is it okay to touch it?
Yeah. Well, nobody else
Technically
can,
no, but I
please,
can,
yeah.
yeah. Because I also play piano.
Do you
And
really?
I learned by ear when I was 5. But it's not about me, it's about Wes. But the only thing is I can relate to that. A funny story on me, and then I will get off of me, was when I was in high school, my school teacher came to me. And it's a similar story because Southern boys, you know, growing up, and there's the haystacks behind us.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she says, if you teach me how to play guitar, I'll teach you how to play piano. And so that's how I learned.
So you traded back and forth.
And then eventually I said, okay, now I want to be a producer. So, as they say in Hollywood, enough about me. What would you have to say about me?
Oh, thanks for coming today.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I want to say that it was an amazing show. I mean,
I appreciate that.
Boy, the funneling and the filtering, the natural talent, the sensation that I think, you know what, there's 2 things that I hope to gain by our interview and by showing the museum and by showing the music, is to have the older audience,
Yeah.
you know, gay, straight, whomever, say, I remember him.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Well, and what's nice
That they're
about it,
keeping it alive.
that's what I want to do. That's why I enjoy doing this, because for a little bit of time, I get to bring, and I work to do this. I work to bring back kind of that feel that he would give to an audience. And I've met so many people that knew him and got to see the live shows, and they all walk away the same thing. I wish, and I used to have this joke. That's what I like. You get all sectors of life that come through here. I wish I had a nickel for every old guy who came in with his wife and said, my old lady dragged me to a Liberace concert 45 years ago. I didn't want to go. I thought it was kind of funny. But they ended up falling in love with him. And that's the only thing they would come to Vegas to see. Or if he came to their town, it didn't matter how much it cost. They would go. You can come into a museum, you can go look at these costumes, and again, they're neat, you know, it's in there.
But it's like you said, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly how it is.
It's unfortunate. It's like my diet thing that I'm on. I mean, I'm always trying to find it, and I'm like, if I don't lay it out, then I won't take it. So,
but, you know,
but this is much larger. And the whole thing is what we're trying to do is we're trying to, you know, by doing this series, it helps to keep it moving.
Well, for all of the young people that see this, what I would like to tell you is it is so worth your while to come see something in Las Vegas that is not on the Strip. That is a piece of the history.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, things in this town, I can call myself a Vegan now. I've been here almost 5 years, so I'm here longer than a lot of people.
No, I hear you, yeah.
But the thing is, we don't keep our history in this town very often. Do yourself a favor, come and come to the museum, first of all, whether I'm here or not, because I'm here right now, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 1. Come to the museum and see this stuff, because without Liberace, Cher, Elton John, Boy George, who are all of the other new icons?
Those are the biggest ones so far, yeah.
Liberace was the first person to wear costumes on stage. He's the one who started so many things in show business and television. He initiated so many wonderful changes in live entertainment that would not exist today had it not been for him being bold enough to do this and being audacious enough to go out and just make fun of himself, but spend in 1975 $750,000 on one costume. That was unheard of. It's kind of a funny thing. It's like there are these 2 segments you've got the museum and you have the foundation. And they're separate entities that feed off of one another. It would be very difficult for the foundation to exist without the museum, because if
Right.
you didn't have this reference to go back to, it would just be another scholarship foundation among thousands. And again, without this, they get lost.
And there are so many things off the strip that people can do.
Right.
And, you know, Gay Getaways it's a gay program. So it's about, you know, there's the hotels, there's great restaurants, there's clothing stores.
Where you can feel
there's
comfortable
things-
going. Yes.
Everything's not on the strip necessarily. Now, the strip's nice, but
It's incredible. The strip
there's
is a
a-
one of
yeah.
a kind too.
yeah, but
But-
there's a lot of stuff off the strip.
Yeah.
And I think that we have proven it up to date with everything that we've been able to film. And like I said, this is something that's a topper. This is a topper.
you very much.
Because, like I said, the thing that was funny about this whole program on this side of it was, my idea of it was the museum, because it's what I saw, it's what I thought existed.
Right.
And I didn't see everything else.
Exactly.
And what was really, really nice about it was to be able to have someone say, hey, we've got Wes, we've got the performance, we've got a tribute, we've got the museum, we've got all this stuff. And I'm thinking, wow, we can do something with this. This is great.
Just a brief history of Liberace's life and
Hmm.
family.
Wow. Okay.
The father was from Formia, Italy. Salvatore Liberace
Wow.
played French horn.
Yeah.
Most of our guests think Liberace was Polish, but that's because mom was always around. Mom, Frances, Polish descent, actually lived in Wisconsin, where Salvatore settled, met her, and they married. And then children arrived. George, many of our guests remember George from the television show.
Right.
He also served as the conductor for Liberace's orchestra. And George played violin. There was a sister, Angie. She played piano, never professionally. And then we had young Liberace. You know, people don't realize he was a child prodigy, originally played by ear. And
Amazing.
then later on, he played
Amazing.
piano. Was a trained classical pianist.
And then these are some of the shots as he was getting older, you know, growing, teenager.
West Dallas, Wisconsin, his hometown.
Wow.
And, you know, some of the shots, music was very important to this family. They were actually a poor family. However, the father played French horn in the John Philip Sousa band, and he said, no matter what, I'll have music in my home.
Oh, that's terrific.
They quickly realized Liberace's talent, and they were able to get a really well-known piano teacher to instruct him. She said in no time, he had surpassed anything she could possibly teach him.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's a beautiful wall.
Not realize it's Liberace received a long-running scholarship to the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. Possibly why he started his foundation, he wanted to give back, because he said, you know, I couldn't have gotten this kind of break without that scholarship. So
Yeah, I think that people oftentimes just see the big picture, the music, the albums, you know, the pianos,
this was so
and they don't see a lot of the other stuff that, you know, that happened behind the scenes over the years.
I'll tell you another thing that a lot of our
Sure.
guests don't know when they enter this museum. What was Liberace's real name? Did Wes happen to tell you that?
He didn't, actually.
Liberace's a real family name, but his name was Walter Valentino Liberace.
Wow.
He did.
See?
He
Now,
said,
who
as a
would have known,
child,
right?
he said, as a child, they all sang, Walter, Walter, take me to the altar, and he hated it.
Oh, my God.
So in 1950, he legally changed his name to use just the last
Are
name.
you serious? Walter
Valentino
Liberace.
Valentino was the grandfather's
And
name.
it was 1950 that he actually changed the name. Wow.
You know, another thing.
Who knew?
if
That's
you have it on the
amazing.
wall
That's
somewhere,
incredible.
You can go online, and very often you see Waju.
Wow.
That's the Polish pronunciation. I think his mom was proud of that heritage, but we have his birth certificate, and it says
Wow.
Walter.
I just think that's fascinating. That's great.
You know, he was also born a twin. I don't know if you know that or not.
And of course, like most celebrities, they do sort of tweak or change or adjust their name.
Well, yes, but you know, with Liberace, I guess it was hard to find a job with Walter Valentino Liberace.
Yeah.
So he looked for something that he could do. that-
Sort of a one-name punch.
Exactly.
And it rang well.
It's his car that he actually used on the road, but once the mirrors were put on, it was strictly a stage car. This is a Phantom Rolls Royce with the Landau top. You notice on the top there.
Gorgeous.
Rolls back
Gorgeous.
over on a nice day, and this was one of his favorite cars, as a matter of fact.
And he actually did drive this.
He drove this one before the mirrors were put on.
He
and then
didn't
it
drive.
was a stage
Oh, I
car.
was going to say, okay, so after the mirrors went on, because I was going to say it could cause a couple of accidents, with the reflection and
That's right. Just a
just the overall attention.
Well, another thing about these cars is as soon as they were used for stage, they altered the gas tank. So they only have a 1 to a 2 gallon gas tank.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'd get too far on the road, but as you said, I think it would cause an accident.
One of the things I love about Liberace, and you see when you come in to see Wes, and then you see, we interviewed Wes, and then now I'm seeing it in the museum, is the grandness. He did everything that he did.
On a grand
Nothing,
scale.
yeah, everything had to be grand.
That's
And
exactly
it was Liberace, and
was.
is still. I mean, when you look at this, it's like, wow, okay, there we are.
really was a icon, and I'll tell you, he really paved the way for a lot of entertainers in a lot of different ways. And we're always asked, did he inspire this entertainer or that? I think he inspired a lot of different showmen today.
So he had all of these cars, and I'm sure probably more as well, or was this pretty much his collection?
But this is just what he chose to put into the
Museum.
I guess
Okay.
maybe these were some of his favorites.
I hear you. Well, I like this one. This is cute.
Red, white, and blue Rolls Royce. This was first used for the bicentennial celebration, and then
Wow.
again for the 100th anniversary of the Statue of Liberty.
Goodness
Liberace
gracious.
stepped out in a spectacular outfit, and it just happened to be red, white, and blue hot pants.
Oh,
So
that's
we're going to
great.
see that in a costume gallery.
I love it.
Liberace did it. So that's why I'm going to bring you back here.
Oh,
These are your very best quality Austrian crystal, Swarovski crystal. Now, when I tell you that, it probably means nothing other than you know that name, and it's quite lovely.
yeah, and I love crystal on these.
This is your regular craft store variety.
Uh-huh.
We keep this in here because we use this for the groundbreaking when we did a renovation on the museum.
Right,
And we
right.
covered the hard hats. But we always keep it in here because we want to be able to show.
Look at the difference on it. You can
Liberace did it on a grand
that
scale.
yeah, that you can see that's the best, and that's just
That's exactly. There's a meter that says for hire on the side.
yes.
Would do is he would drive this particular car in Palm Springs to the airport to pick
Okay.
up friends. He joked about everything. He'd have that meter running, and then he'd tell his friends how much they owed him.
Oh, and what's interesting is you see a grand flair, and you see sort of a thing that he liked to really mix it up. I mean, really, didn't he, on his cars?
Yes, he did. And not only just his cars. I mean, when we get to the costumes and you see, a lot of people can't separate, and they think that Liberace dressed that way all the time. Obviously not. He had some very elegant type things, and then some of the over the top that everybody will kind of associate with Liberace. Our last car in the collection is the only one that actually runs.
Yes.
We took this out. They probably would be easy to repair.
beautiful.
They've just been sitting here for a
Yeah.
long time. We chose to take this one out. It's a Volkswagen Rolls Royce. And actually, when he opened the museum in 1979,
Now, what's a Volkswagen
well, it's
Rolls
got the
Royce?
Rolls Royce front you see on the top, but the Volkswagen body.
Wow.
He actually got this car in the 1970s when we had the gas crunch. And so you're much too young to remember that.
Yeah.
But we had a hard time getting gas. And so he was kind of concerned about his image driving these gas
Okay,
guzzlers out
yeah.
on stage. So he had this beautiful car. It was good on gas. And after it ended, he said, well, I'm still going to use this car. I like it.
Yeah.
So you'll notice there's only one seat on the driver's side because
Which was his. That's
the
it.
tape took up the rest of the seat.
The space. Yes. Yes.
But he said, I'm probably the only entertainer to have a chauffeur-driven car to drive my clothes off the stage. It would take the key
Oh,
back.
it's
The big
gorgeous.
limousine would bring him out, and the
Yeah.
driver would follow in this and take the cape off after they took the cape off of him.
That is stunning.
This is the only one that actually runs, and I'll tell you, we had it repaired when we did the grand reopening of the museum in 2002, and it drove Siegfried and Roy in one of their Tiger Cubs across the parking lot. What else but a rhinestone-covered ribbon?
Yes.
And then we used it again in the Henderson 50-year parade, and then also in the Gay Pride parade that year.
Oh.
So we're
okay.
very, it does run, and it is used every now and then, but
I
as
just
a
think it's
collector,
unique. I mean, I've seen Rolls Royces, and then I've seen Volkswagens.
but you've never
And-
seen the two
and
combined.
everything, but never a combination. So that is definitely one of a kind.
In here on a piano, let me just say this does not get better with age if it's not played. And unfortunately, we only have two in here that we can actually play. You know,
Really, out of all of these.
we know that when Liberace was alive, he actually restored all of these pianos, even though they are antiques. And at one time, he could play them. You know, in the museum world, there are several thoughts about whether or not you're actually going to restore things.
Yeah.
And so for a long time, the pianos just sat here.
Did he play all of these? I mean, were they at one stage playable?
Restored that he could
Because
play
I'm
them on
curious.
stage.
Like this, I mean, this looks really, really, really amazing.
It was made in England.
Not that the grands and all that aren't, but these are just, this is a very unique thing. I've never seen anything like.
It is antique piano. Notice the two pedals down there.
Uh-huh.
And all of the ornate work on it, the armalou. And then, as I said, over 50 different kinds of wood in the piano. Yeah,
It almost looks more like a desk.
it
than
almost does. I'll show you another
The one in
one
the
that
front that
really
it looks like a piano, but is a
is
desk.
a desk, exactly. You know, he was a collector, and he was also an antique collector. So he wrote a book called The Things I Love, and he talked about the reason he collected certain things. And his particular piano, another one originally white, painted blue to match a costume. And it was used in a routine called the dancing waters. As the stage turned, the lighting, the water, everything was synchronized to his playing.
And as with the picture here.
This particular piano, another interesting, which I don't think you're going to be able to see on camera, but when you get very close to it, there's some nicks along the keyboard. And we know that's from his rings from playing, that the rings would actually hit the back there, and that's what those
Wow.
nicks.
Can you get close up on that, Don, to see the nicks around there?
Particularly is right where, you know, he would be striking the keys. This is a Steinway. It really is a beautiful piano, quite ornate.
Oh, I can see down toward the front as well, or
Definitely.
take a walk around here. That's interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. This particular piano is probably the most valuable because it's from
Really?
1788, made by a gentleman named John Broadwood. He was actually a harpsichord maker during the day, and this was his first attempt at the piano. We know that it's one of the oldest pianos in the United States. There's one very similar at the Metropolitan Museum, but we do believe that this one predates it.
How
And
many
all-
keys on that?
You know, I
Not
don't
88, is it?
Definitely not. And not this one either. These antique pianos, like notice the pedals on the bottom. too,
Right,
how
right,
different they are.
right.
And all of that's quite
It
interesting.
actually does look more like a harpsichord.
It does.
I mean, it's got
It
sort of the
does. It's got the
stylized
same style.
thing of that,
It's
yeah.
called the piano forte. And all of that's quite interesting, but I'm going to point out to you what I think is the most interesting.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I worked here 3 years before I
Wow.
noticed it. I'm not that observant. On the groove here, you can take the stand off, close it up, and you mentioned about a desk. Then this piano becomes a desk or a table.
Wow.
So I thought
That
that was so interesting, and believe it or not, it took one of
amazing.
our guests to point that out to me.
That is absolutely amazing. Really is.
But probably one of the most
And interesting in the fact that the way it was designed,
That's right.
unfinished on one side, and again, there was a purpose for that being done.
Definitely.
Have to-
Definitely.
You know, I mean, nowadays we'd have to probably think about
Doing that.
think about why is it that all that was done, but then you know it's there. What about this one? I mean,
Okay, now this one has such a story to it. Well, he saw the movie back when he was younger called A Song to Remember about the life of Chopin. And I guess Liberace, being that smart businessman and always thinking, said, here's a great idea. What a gimmick. After he watched the movie, he went to just a small, like a, not an antique store, I guess more of a flea market type place, and picked out a candelabra and bought it. And he started using it in his act. And all of a sudden, everyone expected to see it. He got the idea from the movie, A Song to Remember about the life of Chopin, and this is the piano that was used in the movie.
wow. All right, Don. Well, come on. We're gonna head across and see Liberace's wardrobe, costumes, and some other things.
Between the two buildings is the Walk of Honors, which showcases Liberace's most outstanding performance accomplishments in his career and his life.
So, that was amazing. The cars, the pianos, and now we have walked across the complex.
Exactly. Now we're coming into our costume area, and I will tell you, that was amazing, but as we tell our guests, you ain't seen nothing
Nothing
yet.
yet.
So let's move on.
Great. Show us what you got.
You're always, why, I mean, I can tell you, once again, you're younger, and so you probably don't remember, but when I was young, there was a black and white show on television, and Liberace wore what all of the musicians in that day wore, and that was just a black tux. Okay, so this is what we consider to be his first costume. He had a performance at the Hollywood Bowl in 1952, and I guess as he was rehearsing, someone suggested that, you and George are the stars and you're wearing black and you're just going to blend in with the other musicians. So someone suggested, why don't you wear white? So
That's
he did.
great.
As he walked out in his white tux, they were snapping pictures and he was joking, and someone yelled, "What's it going to be next time?" Well, he hadn't thought about that, but he looked at his sister Angie, and she had on a popular fabric of the day, this gold lame. So very quick to think,
Incredible.
he yelled gold lame. Now, it took until 1955 when he opened the Riviera Hotel, but he wore this beautiful gold lame jacket.
That's stunning.
It is stunning.
I love these too. These are a
These
cute
are
touch.
there, you can see, he said, this was the start of it. He said, "Well, it
Amazing.
was just amazing. At that time, no one had seen a musician in gold lame. And my
Wow.
fans wanted more, so I gave it to them."
And this was only the start.
This was the start. And we put this out here because when we round this corner, you're going to see the difference and what it actually evolved to. We put his 5 main designers here. The gentleman up at
Beautiful,
the top,
beautiful.
Ty DeVore, actually designed this particular jacket. Most of the elaborate costumes in the building were done by the gentleman in the center, Michael Travis, and the fur by Anna Natisse.
Wow.
Wow, it is the world of wow, isn't it?
It sure is.
Okay, now here's something you might
Say,
not see every day. When this was made, it was the world's largest rhinestone. It was valued then at about $50,000 and weighed a little over 50 pounds. This was a gift to him from Swarovski Crystal because he did a lot for that company.
Yes,
Basically,
yes, yes.
crystals everywhere. This particular one, Liberace had a hiatus from Caesar's Palace. When he returned, they had that in the hotel lobby, and then they sent it to the museum. Okay, now see what I mean about the costumes?
Oh, now we're getting
Yes, they became a little more elaborate, didn't they?
elaborate. Yes.
This
That is stunning.
is chicken and turkey feathers.
Wow.
Chicken down here, look up at the neck, that's turkey. And as you look at this one and all of the other costumes, I guess you can see they probably would weigh quite a bit.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell you, Liberace was about 5'10" and weighed about 185 pounds.
And that was going to be my next question because he didn't look like a very tall guy.
No, he wasn't. And this made him appear a little taller.
Yeah.
Liberace usually wore a heel with a boot with a 2 to a 3-inch heel. That added the appearance of height. But I think the most interesting fact is the weight of the costumes because he
Amazing.
wasn't really a large man.
And again, you see the color blends between the wardrobe and all the accessories, the way the set
That's
may have been on stage with the chandeliers, the candelabra, and then the pianos.
Set for this particular costume. And actually,
And this is it right here?
that's it. This was Radio City
Wow.
Music Hall on Easter Sunday. I do as we walk around, I will point out the heaviest non-fur costume. Wait till we get there.
Okay,
Then
okay.
I'm going to amaze you with its weight.
Sure, okay.
Some other
And
beautiful costumes that he wore. This one's the ostrich feather. This was worn in his last performance at Radio City Music Hall. That was November 2nd, 1986.
and Don over here, this is again, this one was,
November 2nd, 1986, his last performance. He
okay.
was on a wire flying through the air saying, "Mary Poppins, eat your heart out."
That's gorgeous. That is stunning. And
Now, this
I
is
see,
earlier costumes. So you see how they sort of evolved here. This one is, you notice the beading and everything.
we're seeing the car that I was seeing over there.
It looks like it would go beautifully
Yes.
with the gold car. Yes, it does. And man, that's quite a possibility, I suppose.
That's gorgeous.
The real
Wow.
See, was a Christmas costume worn at the Las Vegas Hilton and also on his Christmas card that year. Very beautiful. When he put his arms through the cape, it was like a snowflake.
Amazing.
The snowflake costume.
That is. Oh, and again, we've got the,
Here's another beautiful costume. as you look at the costumes, I will tell you, because it's how do you keep these clean? We have a museum vac, which is a special vac to use on them. But believe it or not, the dust is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is just the sheer weight of the costume.
Okay, so then we go into this range here, and is this sort of by date, or is there any sort of
Once again, most of these are Michael Travis and Anna Natisse costumes. He would tailor the costume for what the performance would be. Now, we had the Matador costume. He had actually a tour of Mexico City. And when he went, he said, I brought you the whole enchilada. This is the Tsar Nicholas costume that you see here. And obviously,
that is stunning? That's absolutely stunning.
absolutely beautiful. This is a favorite with the people. This, believe it or not, is called the lasagna costume. The reason he called it the lasagna costume, he loved to cook and he loved to eat. And he said you could
Yeah.
spill marinara sauce on this one and you'd never
And you
see
never see anything. You know what I was curious about was that black one.
The black one, we used to have a
story
time
on
saying it was the most expensive costume, but let me explain why. When we get to our jewelry case, you're going to see some buttons that spell out Liberace, and they actually were on that costume. And he said they're diamond, of course, and he said I had them spell my name so that I could take them off of my income taxes.
Oh,
So once again, that is a
that is
Michael Travis
gorgeous.
and Anna Teeth.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Very beautiful.
Was he big on the paintings and portraits of himself and his house?
Was on the cover of one of his books, in fact, his autobiography. Once again, Liberace was a collector. Many of the paintings were done and sent to him as gifts. And notice he's wearing that Tsar Nicholas costume.
Yeah. That is gorgeous. And these are pieces that would have been his as well. Wow.
It's beautiful. Actually, the table, there was one as we came in that matched this table. This table came from the restaurant that he owned next door, Liberace's
Okay.
Tivoli Gardens. These were the buffet tables, if you can
I have to
imagine.
keep looking twice because I keep thinking that I'm seeing a piano when I'm actually seeing, I'm seeing a table now.
Seeing a
Like,
table.
okay. But it just comes across again with Liberace. It has the richness and the elegance to
Yes,
it and the grandness,
Yes, it does. And I
and
will tell you that,
the
extra
flair.
Liberace had a great quote, and I always use it because it's my favorite quote. He had some wonderful quotes, but this one is my favorite because I think it explains all the costumes. He said, my clothes may look funny, but they're making me the money. And it really says it all. This was done in fun. Liberace knew it worked.
Yeah,
That's what he did.
exactly.
All done in fun. Michael Travis was here not long ago. In fact, he was just here again this weekend. But a few years ago when he visited, he told us that of all the costumes he designed, this particular one was his favorite.
I love the colors. I mean, I like the blue.
The blue.
It's really, really nice. It's soft and gentle.
You need to pull the cape out, but it has musical instruments all over it, and it really is quite lovely.
And then we get across here to the
Hot pants, I told you. The red, white, and blue car you saw. This particular hot pants outfit was worn for the Statue of Liberty, the 100th anniversary. Once again, done in fun and interesting. Michael Travis told us that he really didn't want to do this costume, but Liberace insisted.
wow.
Apparently, he dressed once as a drum major at a Halloween party, and everyone said, oh, you need to repeat that. So he did, and truly, it was one of his most favorite costumes.
It's a gorgeous outfit, I gotta say, it really is.
Now, I told you about the weight. The pink one that you see here, the King Neptune, is the heaviest non-fur costume in the collection. It weighs over 200 pounds.
This one.
This one, yeah. And see, I know this because I've worn beaded
It looks like the
things.
lightest.
No, once you put all of that heavy beading and sequins, it is very hot, very heavy. We know that Liberace did work out with weights. We understood that. However, he loved to entertain, and I think a lot of it was just sheer adrenaline. He was entertaining
Yes.
and loved it.
That's amazing. I love this one here as well.
This one is, not quite as spectacular. This is one of the earlier costumes.
Sure.
But remember, I told you that, the biggest problem we have is the weight of the costume. So we do have to retire them. And he said each time I had to outdo myself because my fans wanted more and more.
And of course, the one on the end, was that an even earlier one?
No, this was probably around the same time.
'Cause that one looks a little bit more like a tuxedo almost.
Yes, it does.
I mean, it's got that tux feel to it.
This
Okay.
one was for a book signing and, promotional
Okay,
type things
okay.
on stage.
Very nice. Great. Well, I'll tell you what, that is very, very impressive. It's amazing.
It really
And
is. It's just, the piano that we have in the center, one of two that he owned. He said there are only 2 in the world like it, and I own one of them. It is a 9-foot concert grand piano. Notice it matches the car you saw. He loved these
Yes,
tiles
yes.
that you see.
And like I said, there was something about the matching of cars and pianos and costumes that I think people picked up on. I think maybe that's one of the things that everyone loved about him was it all just came together. It all, matched.
You know, when you went to see a Liberace show, it really was a spectacular. I mean, a spectacular show with, as you said, everything coordinated, even the music. But another important thing I want to point out about his show is it wasn't all Liberace. He always wanted to give other young entertainers a chance to perform. And so he introduced lots of young entertainers on his show. He didn't just monopolize the entire show.
So again, like I was saying, this is one of my not only favorite pianos, but favorite costumes. I think that he was wearing. It just looks like a big ball of candy.
It really does.
I know.
That's why we gave it such prominence in the gallery because it's
I think how many
favorites
times have you
too.
heard, so many different variations or takes of it, right?
Well, that's right.
People just try
As I
and
said, we
figure out
roll
what
the
it
corner
is.
and they go, oh, what?
It is a wow.
It definitely is.
What do we have over here?
Okay.
This is
More jewelry that Liberace owned. He owned a lot more than this, but this is what he chose to put in the museum.
this is the top of the top.
I want to point out on the wall there, that's a famous Liberace quote. People ask how I can play with all of those rings, and I reply, very well, thank you. Now, that's because of the size of the rings, and you'll notice that they are quite large. Interesting fact, during his show, he'd walk out in the audience and show the rings to all of the people, and the ladies just would love it. And he'd say, oh, would you like to try them on? And then he'd comment, he'd say, well, let's face it, you paid for them.
During the show, I've been hearing little things like, I wish he'd show us the rings. You want to see the rings, do you? Sure, okay. All right. This first one here is the candelabra ring that was given to me by Bill Hera up at Lake Tahoe in Reno. And this next one is a Russian sapphire. My mother gave me that for Christmas. It's been in our family for about 3 generations. This is the piano ring. And you know who presented that to me? Baron Hilton. And guess what went with the piano ring? A $3 million contract with the Hilton Hotel here in Las Vegas. Isn't that fantastic? Wow. Oh, you're right, Phyllis. Phyllis said the ring would have been enough. Oh, and this one I'm very proud of. This is what
I want to point out that we didn't. These were gifts to Liberace.
Wow.
Almost every ring. In fact, the
Goodness
only
gracious.
he purchased himself was the huge blue topaz that you see on the left. It's a 450 carat blue topaz stone. That is the only one he purchased. The others were all
That
gifts.
is amazing. This one here is brilliant as well.
The opal, both of
Wow.
the opals were from the Australian government.
Oh, wow.
Notice the amethyst that you see. I told you he
Mm-hmm.
had 3 command performances for Queen Elizabeth. On the 3rd performance, she gave him that beautiful amethyst ring.
Oh my gosh.
And you'll notice the top, that's supposed to be her crown on the top.
And I guess all of us hope that we have friends like that.
Definitely.
I'll just,
But I'd like to find.
yeah, don't take me to dinner. Just give me the ring. All right.
Notice the diamonds in the back. This huge diamond back here is actually a pinky ring, if you can
Oh,
imagine.
those are stunning. Yeah, I can see it in there.
And
Yeah.
that was from the South African government. And there's
Wow.
small diamonds hanging off of the large one. That's what we call a motion ring.
Okay.
If you shake
Uh-huh.
that ring, those small diamonds will actually go around the large ones. Very unusual.
Wow.
You mentioned
Incredible.
the black
Incredible.
costume, so
Yes,
I'm going
yes.
to the Liberace buttons off of that costume. Once again, he said I had them spell out my name so that I could take that off my income taxes.
And again, when we're talking about the costumes and the weight, we don't think about it, but when you start putting a lot of these accessories on it, you're getting into, like you said, 200 pounds.
That's exactly.
Look at this one last time. I guess this would be really the showpiece
Definitely. As I said,
of
that's why we
all of
actually
it.
put it here because we thought it was really just so spectacular. This particular costume, we sent an exhibit over to London back in 2005, and this one actually went over there, and it was right in the front.
That is an amazing piece. Well, we've been at the Liberace Museum. Between the tribute with Wes, the performance, the interview that he was gracious enough to give me. I was actually very honored by that. I want to thank all of you guys for allowing me to do it. And seeing the museum all the way from the front, all the way around the complex to, from the cars to the costumes, it's just magical, I guess. But that's my one word on it.
It really is. We always say that this is probably his finest encore
Yeah.
performance, without a doubt.
And not only did Liberace, he was able to give us all of this, but you guys are doing a lot of other phenomenal stuff as well with the foundation. I think that's one of the things a lot of people don't know about.
No, they don't realize when they come here, we actually are a nonprofit museum. Remember, Liberace opened this museum in 1979. What he considered to be his greatest legacy was the foundation that he started in 1976. We support the foundation. We're actually governed by the same board of directors. To date, we have given out over $5 million in scholarships.
Oh, wow. See, that's a big clap.
Yeah, and the scholarships were always just piano. No, it's the performing and creative arts
Right.
given out to schools all over the United States. They come to us with the scholars. We're looking for students that are making a career in some form of the arts. It's not given based on need, it's based on merit. Liberace knew how difficult it was to have a career in performing arts. You need a boost. He did, he got it, and he wanted to give back. So that's what we're about. We keep trying to keep this legacy going, and we're very proud of that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So it's the Liberace Museum and Foundation
That's correct. For
Yeah.
the performing and creative
for the
arts.
performing and creative arts in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, we've been able to cover, I'm so staggered from this, I can't even talk right. We've covered so much ground off the strip. And like I said, all you got to do is just go off a couple blocks off the strip and you're going to find some amazing, unique things. And I think that, this was one of the best finds
Well, thank you.
on
We
this
think
getaway
so,
that we
and
have.
we hope everyone will come see us. We are
Well, I
very
want to thank you. Okay, thank you so much for allowing us to explore the Liberace Museum and Foundation.
You've been a beautiful audience. Bless you. But now I must fly.
I want to thank you, Babs, for everything. I mean, it was really, really a great exploration. I think what you've been able to show us and, all the viewers is you can have a great time on the strip. I want to thank you for that terrific tour strip that you gave us. And you can have a lot of extra fun even off the strip. Just go a couple blocks off, or if you want to go a half an hour out of town, you can get out there. And we covered a lot of ground getting out there to the Hoover Dam, and I want to thank you for everything, because like I said, I think we've been able to open up the viewers to a whole nother world that's out there.
Absolutely, and I wanted really to share with your audience my Las Vegas. And it's more than just the strip. It's a lot of beyond the neon stuff where you can get out and enjoy the outdoors. And then in the evening go back, and then you can go to your great restaurants, and you can go to your clubs, or you can just meet in a quiet little pub and enjoy Las Vegas with your friends. So it's just really a very diverse place.
So whether you're on the strip or off the strip, just come to Vegas, enjoy it, and tell them that Greg Osborne from Gay Getaways sent you.